What's up, guys, and welcome back to another replay cast. Today's game is between Flash and Jaedong. We're on PoleStar. This is a July 2025 game. So Flash was very much getting back into the thick of it, and Jaedong was on his climb to be the incredibly scary and good player that he is right now. So time of recording today, it is the 26th of April. For these two to play each other again in ASL 21, we would need Flash to beat Snow, and we would need Jaedong to beat Light. And if that happens, then they will meet in the round of 4 in a best of 7, and I think that'll be absolutely hype. So I might release this game before that if it does pan out that way, and if it doesn't, then I might just release it at a convenient time not too far in the future. We'll kind of just see how things are going with ASL 21, which, by the way, just because Flash has been in it, has been an unbelievable spectacle, and something that I've really enjoyed. Jin, who covers and translates a lot of the pro scene, did a video where Flash was talking about his round of 16, how annoyed he was with the choice he made to go command center first mech against Zerg, having lost practicing with it several times against Soma. So today's game would probably be something similar, where the two are just practicing or playing on stream against each other. So it'll be a pretty good game. I found all of these games that I've been, since I've changed replay source, have been so much better in general. So that's been really cool. So the thing Flash was saying is that for him to play 10-20 games of practice before he actually plays on stage, he needs to do injections in his arms to try and like curtail the pain. So he's really putting in a lot of effort and a lot of grit to play, and I think the viewers are very grateful that he is doing it. But what it kind of also does mean is that this is make or break. This is definitely his final ASL. So I think everybody who's watched it, either by the time you're watching this, he's already been knocked out by Snow, or he's knocked out Snow himself, and he's going to be playing against either Light or Jaedong. I think the most anticlimactic thing that could happen is Flash beats Snow and somehow Light beats Jaedong. That would just suck. Then we would have a Light versus Flash semi-final TVT, just giving me a wedgie thinking about it. Anyway, let's move on from that. We're trying to bunker rush Jaedong because we can. So it was a 12 hatch from Jaedong. It was nothing particularly greedy or unusual, but I think this is something that I've seen Flash practicing. He's done it against Hero quite recently. I think Jaedong's going to get the block off here, though. Does lose a drone for his trouble, but for the most part, looks like Flash is going to just cancel here. Perhaps it's a fake out, perhaps it's a mind game. Difficult to tell. He does end up canceling it, and that's the end of the early shenanigans. By the way, guys, if you haven't already seen or heard, I have now got a Discord server that I've just very recently set up, so it's quite new. I've really applied my mind to trying to add some value and have it be different to all the other Broodwar servers. So have a look at that. There's some detail in the description box. I've also activated channel memberships. Again, just read about it if you're interested. I did try very hard again there to genuinely have a value proposition to members and have it just not be a, hey, if you support me, give me some money kind of thing, like a lot of the other membership channels kind of do. So if that is something you're just curious about having a read about, then check out the description box. It's all quite new, and I think the value will certainly build over time. But that's it, man. Join the Discord. There's a lot of free value there. And if you just enjoy hanging out with me here on the channel today, then please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've had unbelievable growth this year so far. Really enjoying the support. And just want to say thanks to each and every one of you that watches my videos and returns on a regular basis, comments, engages with me. It's very well noticed and very much appreciated. Alright, so we've made a few lings. We have our spire. By the way, I'm recording and it's about 20 past 1 in the afternoon in my new house location, and my blind doesn't close properly, so I've got a lovely glare on the left side of my screen. So I'm quietly hoping that that doesn't mean I end up missing something. Well, I've got an excuse now in advance if I need one. Jaedong taking a third base here on location. I think he's just backing himself to be able to defend that. Flash doesn't have scanners or anything like that, so wouldn't really be able to sense any sort of early hatchery timing. And even if he did, I don't think he'd be able to put too much pressure on. So he does have +1 well and truly on the way, going up to 4 racks. So this does feel a little bit like a timing push. You wouldn't really have, it's going to be, yeah, there's going to be 4 in total. You wouldn't really push +1 4 racks before factory, in my view, if you weren't looking to do some sort of push here. So I think Flash will be looking to apply a little bit of pressure. Of course, Jaedong is just going to make mutas and do unbelievable muta micro, as he's been so well known to do, and he's been doing in very recent games. Like all the light games that we did with him, his muta micro was unbelievably strong. Jaedong is just trying to thin the numbers a little. Probably a reasonable trade there, not great, not terrible. First mutas now are entering the equation. That muta probably took a few too many hits for Jaedong's liking, for no real damage or value at this stage. So just kind of grouping them up together here. Alright, we want to try and pick off at least something here. A couple of... Okay, we're attacking an egg. Why are we attacking an egg? Somebody needs to explain to me. Alright, so Flash wants to move out onto the map, take the fight here in the open. Does pick off a meter there. This is another one. Oh my god. Very sloppy stuff. So one of the things I picked up from the Flash video that Jinjin translated is that Flash is very likely to play SK Terran if they do come up, if he comes up against any Zergs for the remainder of ASL. He said that he lost 8-0 against Soma practicing mech. So got no doubt he will play SK Terran against all the good Zergs, hopefully including Jaedong. So it'd be good to see an SK Terran game between these two, as this one seems to be panning out to be, and how it unfolds as we go. So 11 mutas. Not enough here, I don't think. I think you could dive on this. Kind of the rest of the forces now, though, do converge. Really good muta micro. Just picking his opportunities. Unfortunately, Flash's units kind of got split up. And Jaedong's going to dive on here. You can tell, I think he's got the numbers. No, decides to wait. Take another really good angle. Just the angles that he hits from every time. Using the terrain, the ledges, really, really well. And he's just going to take these all down. This is so, so good. I don't know if this is a preview of what we can expect, but the muta micro phase of the match between these two is always going to be so pivotal to how the game unfolds. Plenty of turrets being made there. It does scan and see his base, does see the Hydralisk den. You would also have seen... So he's just going to fly past the turrets and decides he wants to try and pick up a few... Picks up a few more Marines, just keeping Flash at home. Another SCV, another SCV. It's going to get out some purple bruise mutas, but no real damage taken there. So pretty decent stuff from Jaedong. It's getting Hive. That's the one thing I've seen in a lot of his recent games. His progression to Hive behind Mutalisk Harassment is really, really quick. Almost to the point where he makes Lurkers as a nice to have. And doesn't really use them. We do see Lurker Aspect coming in. So I think Flash is going to have to force out a few Lurkers from Jaedong. Otherwise Jaedong is going to want to try and progress to Hive Tech really, really, really quickly here. +1 still is the only upgrade. We are getting +2. Oh, we're getting +1 armor. So he's still just running with a single eBay for the time being. Flash seems to have intentions to move out here. The scans here is going to force out some Sunkens, but he's got it on top of him here. And Jaedong's going to have to do some serious work with his mutas. He doesn't have any lurkers yet. You can see the eggs are busy hatching. That's drones. Oh no, okay, here come the lurkers. So the lurkers hatch just in time. Oh my god, the spines. Does look like he's going to stabilize now. So is Flash going to try and push here? I don't think he's going to get much luck. Anidas should be coming very soon because we can see Defiler Mound is on the way. We have Hive Tech. Scans here, confirms another creep on the way. Is he really going to take on these 3 lurkers with 5 marines and a few medics? I don't know if that's the right call. It does pick up the Sunken, but Jaedong decides, I have enough mutas, enough everything here. These medics are not going to last long. It's just kept his mutas so relevant here. Irradiate spell is coming in, so some vessels are going to come in to try and reduce the impact of the mutas, and that's a really, really critical intervention from a Flash point of view. Scans here, confirms no expansion. Is he really going to go for this? No vessels or anything like that yet. Scourge flying this way. Yeah, do come our first vessels. I think Jaedong was actually trying to pick off a vessel there. We're spanning behind this as well as Flash, taking a third. Big mech ball, or big bio ball, should I say. Coming through. Free Overlord. It's got 5 lurkers up on the high ground here. This is going to be very, very difficult to break. Does scan. I expect he'll scan again because getting up here is going to be hard. He's got a Defiler as well. It's like all of the difficulty here, really. Does irradiate. You can see 1 lurker's health slowly going down as a result of the irradiate. Transferring his units. Don't think he's going to push here unless he's going to irradiate each and every one individually. So just kind of keeping a soft contain on the expansion here from Jaedong. Also just taking a very, very cheeky and quick fourth behind this is Flash. So I mean, he's always been quite famous for just the greed and cheek with which he plays the game. Oh dear, we've lost all our mutas. We did pick up a couple of science vessels with Scourge. We push the natural now. So it just feels like an all too familiar sight. Flash pushing up and down with his bio units, applying pressure with his 1-1 bio. And Defilers and Lurkers chasing away that little containment so that Jaedong can expand, and he dealt with that really quite masterfully. So just scanning around, scans the natural, scans the main. This 4th base is coming up, pretty much unharassed. I think that was a triple irradiate. Definitely heard 2. Now it's going to be all 3. So really nicely done from Flash. Very patient SK. And look at the look at the lead that he builds up with his style. Guys, is SK Terran Flash just unstoppable? And Flash has just been wasting his time playing mech? That's a question I have. Oh my god, that Marine did not make good choices, bro. Nice Plague here. Another Radiate on the Defiler. I think we're going to throw down as many Irradiates as we can to try and thin the Lurker numbers. And then we're going to push as Flash. No doubt about it. Our science vessels are moving away down here. This base is up and running. 4 basing Terran should just be like unstoppable. 1, 2, 3. It's a fire basing Zerg for sure. But he's just got so much army value. Picking up some stray Scourge. I think just confirming, and now a 5th base from Flash. Like, I think Jaedong has to make the running here. I don't think he has a choice. Lots of Hydras. What his plan is here to just now push some Hydras into his comp. I love how this guy's just doing the little... Oh, he stopped now. Damn, it would have been funny to watch him do his little jiggy maneuver. So a Hydra Lurker comp now from Jaedong, just to mix it up. Moving these units all to this side of the map where the concentration of Flash's army would seem to be. I think these Lurkers under Dark Swarm are going to do really well, no matter how many Irradiates you have. And I think the Hydras are kind of part of the comp for that reason. They pick off the Science Vessels, which is super helpful. So I love this composition switch from Jaedong. The only problem is the mutas really shred, but obviously the Defilers ripping through the bio with Plague really makes a massive difference. So we have 2 Carapace plus 1 missile. And 2/2 on our bio, so it is pretty much equal on the upgrades. And now suddenly it's getting very even again and very scary if you're a Flash fan. Bringing some tanks into the comp to try and thin the Hydra numbers. Another lovely Plague from Jaedong. He's really playing out of his socks in this game. Gets on top of the tanks. There's not really that many, so can thin the numbers. Frank Firebats hit the fray. He died pretty quickly though. It's a pity. I like Frank. He's a good guy. So I think the question is Jaedong going to try and shut down 2 of these bases? Damn, there's a lot of vessels. Holy crap. Like a lot. So here we go, he dives in. This is one hell of a fight. It's got irradiates for days, bro. Lovely Plague as well. And once you plague the vessels, the Hydras pick them off in an absolute jiffy. So Jaedong mixing in Hydras into this comp so masterfully. And you can just hear SCVs dying. Cracklings are cracklinging. No counterattacks or anything like that. Guys, that was a convincing win. If any of us are under the illusion that Jaedong can only beat Flash if Flash goes mech, here's a wonderful example where Flash played SK Terran brilliantly and Jaedong gave him a convincing hiding. If it does pan out that they play each other in ASL 21's round of 4, that's awesome, and this game will come before that to whet the appetite for you. If it doesn't, then it'll come out whenever it comes out, and I hope you enjoyed it just as an awesome game of Brood War. Someone told me the other day, Brood War is timeless. Good games between good players are always fun and enjoyable, so that's something that I kind of keep as an overarching theme on today's channel. I hope you enjoyed the game, guys. I will have something fun and interesting for you to look forward to tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Until then, take it easy. Bye!